Respawn Entertainment, our favorite company, right? Well, if you've played Apex Legends for any amount of time whatsoever, you know that there are some things that we've always asked and never got. So let's cover it in today's video. So first off, before this video starts, I want to say thank you guys so much. We are so close. I think 5 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. Hitting 10K is a huge milestone for me. I'm finally in the 5 digits, so this is a really big moment for me, and I really appreciate all of your support so much. And if you guys are not already subscribed, make sure to go ahead and subscribe right now and turn that notification bell on and like the video to show your support. Thank you guys so much for 10K. And if you guys are looking for a good Discord community to be a part of, make sure to join mine down in the description below. It's called Vibe City. So we are literally a city within Discord, and we have police officers. We're working on getting a judge, and we're going to construct this Discord community like a literal city and run it like a literal city. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys will probably get a kick out of it. So make sure to join the Discord community down in the description below. So what are some things that you've always wanted in Apex, but Apex never delivered them? Apex never even probably talked about them, or they purposely talked about them only to break your heart and shut you down as they decided to not bring them. Well, keep it on your mind and watch the video and see if I can guess what it is. If I can't, then let me know down in the comments what it is, and I'll be happy to respond and see if I agree with your statement, and let's get right into it. So one thing that Apex has never added into the game that I don't understand why, and it's something that I've been harping on since the game released, is a leaderboard system. And to my knowledge, Apex has never acknowledged this specific detail or feature, and they've never talked about adding it into the game. Now, I don't really understand why, because I feel like leaderboard gives a huge incentive to grind the game even more, and especially when the game first released, they had a lot of people grinding for the most kills in Apex. So right off the rip, that would have been a perfect time to really push out this update of having some leaderboard systems so that people can really look at all their stats and compare them to the rest of the world. This not only adds more competitive nature for Apex itself in the ranked modes, but it also gives this incentive for casual players to also grind the game more and have something to fight for, maybe that #1 spot on the leaderboard for the most kills for each legend. It also benefits the players that don't play as much, as they might want to compete with their friends to see how much better they can do statistically speaking versus their friends, instead of having to really grind and sweat against the rest of the world and having to try to compete with their stats as well. Leaderboards just seem to bring so much benefits to having it in your game, so I don't really understand why Respawn never added this feature, nor why they ignored so many people, because I know I was not the only one wanting leaderboards, and I don't really understand what their reasoning was for not adding leaderboards. I look at a game like Overwatch and I think, I don't really care for Overwatch, I don't really care to watch it, I don't really care to play it, and quite frankly, I never really enjoyed it. But one thing that I really love about Overwatch is one day my friend Mercy Only was actually able to show me the leaderboards and show me the top 500 players in the world, and I got to see like the main character that they play the most. I got to see all their stats, I got to see how they're doing, and that was a really cool incentive, because I was able to see an official leaderboard chart on the game itself and look at who's the number 22 player, who's the #1 player, and it makes me want to get on and play ranked and try to grind for that top 500. And even if Apex never were to add the actual kills leaderboards, or maybe even like the game's won leaderboard, it would still be nice to see if they would have a ranked leaderboard so that we can look at the top 500 players in the world and see how and what position they're currently in and what legends they use the most, or maybe even look at our current rank and look at the people in our own division and maybe compare how many more games they've played than us, how many more kills they have in us. It's just that extra little detail that might make someone want to play a little bit more. So the second thing I know we haven't received, and this is something that not only a lot of people have asked for, but a lot of big YouTubers even asked for, and you would think with that big influential voice out there, and the fact that we still didn't get it kind of blows my mind, and that is private matches. And to my knowledge, the only few times that private matches have been available are for the Apex Legends official global series tournaments, and then also there has only been a select few YouTubers that were allowed to have access to these private servers, and the only one I can distinctively remember was Zilbrad, as he hosted this massive hide and go seek event on his private server with this private match. And considering how long ago it's been since they came out with this access for private servers for these ALGS tournaments, and then also for a few select YouTubers to actually use them, I still can't believe that we don't have access as an entire whole Apex Legends community to these private servers and private matches. It just seems like it's taking way too long for Apex to capitalize on the things that they have planned. I'm sure they have bright things ahead and have a lot of good ideas that are really going to make us happy, but the amount of time it takes for them to do that really can be super disheartening sometimes, because we get our hopes up way too early and have to sit here and wait for months and months and months, only to be left in the dark and never know when we're actually getting the feature that we want. Now, this is another thing to my knowledge Apex has never actually talked about. Apex, I believe when they first released it, talked about they were giving this access to these other content creators on YouTube and possibly would be expanding the amount of people that would have access in the future. But we've heard literally nothing on this in the past few months, and so there's no really new news as far as when we will be able to get access to these things. And private matches are one of the biggest things I believe that could really help Apex Legends on the YouTube game and also just in general content, because people will have so much more free range to make like custom games and do fun events and just kind of have their own spin on how Apex Legends could be played out. And I think it would be really fun to be able to change some like mutator settings for Apex and just have a lot of fun playing Apex Legends in a scuffed version. You could also do like your own private tournament events, or maybe even sign up on those tournament websites that not a lot of pros play on and enjoy playing against players against your skill level and not having to sweat against the best players in the world. And once they allow us to play on these private matches, imagine how fun it would be to have a huge server filled with people and playing like Infected or like Cops and Robbers, or playing on like a low gravity event, just having these crazy mutator settings that you could manipulate and change, and also play your own custom games with Apex Legends within a private match mode. I think it would make huge creation for YouTube content. You would get a lot more funny moments, and the game itself would be a lot more addicting to play as we have other things to do. Now, lastly, before I give you guys this very last one, I want to give you guys an honorable mention that didn't make the list, and I have a good reason as to why it didn't make it, and that is solos. So we all know that solos is probably one of the most asked for things since the game released, but the only reason I didn't put this in the top 3 list is simply because although solos has been a huge requested feature of Apex, it's also been publicly acknowledged multiple times by the Respawn developers, as they simply said that it didn't work for the game. It just wasn't healthy, and it didn't look good, and didn't bring the traditional Apex Legends feel, which is a team-based game. But it's certainly something that people have asked for over and over again, and Apex did not deliver it and bring it to us, but they just had their own reasoning for saying that it didn't work the first time they tried, and so that's the only reason I didn't put it in this list. And lastly, this is probably something you all have forgotten about, as you simply have gotten used to the bad quality of Apex, and this is something I think everyone has asked for over and over again, and it never ever got done. And that is the poor sound quality of voice chat. Now, you can undoubtedly talk and chat with people on Apex Legends voice chat, and it will work and get you through. But since the game has released, the voice chat quality has been absolutely terrible, and people automatically sound so muffled, and it doesn't make any sense at all. You can go play a game like Valorant and immediately sound beautiful right out of the microphone, sounding like you're using an XLR mic straight out of game chat. But for whatever reason, Apex Legends voice chat sounds like you're using a 2008 Turtle Beach headset barrel stuffed down your throat, but with the voice volume down to 20%. What I mean by that, the quality of your voice sounds terrible and you sound awful, but it's really quiet at the same time. It literally doesn't make sense at all. I was also going to shed light on their 20 tick rate servers, but I figured I'd save that for another video and give Apex a break. This game has had terrible servers since it released. And not only that, they don't even have servers for certain countries over in continents like Africa. I don't believe they have any servers whatsoever. They actually have to play in servers from another continent. I mean, what the heck, Apex? Get it together! But you can take my word for it, they won't get it together. And probably never will, but we'll continue to play because we love Apex Legends. Well, we'll continue to play until a certain extent. I love how it started with like 3 things that we'd never got from Apex that we've always asked for, and it turned into like 5. That's kind of typical with complaining about Apex. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on for some more Apex Legends content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to join the Discord community down below, join Vibe City, and don't get arrested. Be on your best behavior, or my officers will pull you over and our judge will sentence you. So when you come, remember, our motto is vibe or die, positivity only good vibes. Don't bring negative stuff in our Discord community. Be positive, shed the light. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.